100% Chelsea, son of Chelsea. Dan, 3-3 last minute, JT, captain, leader, legend. How do you feel? Are you buzzing? What's the emotion?
It has to go down as one of the most incredible games I've ever seen live. That when the ball went in, I had about 5 or 10 seconds of just not believing that it had gone in. We know now it's offside, which is actually pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
But no, it was just, the story of the season it just felt like another day of disappointment. I just love that comeback. I've never seen something quite like that. The fact that Costa and Cesc Fabregas, both of them, the fight they showed within that minute period was really, really good. And then I thought we were going to get unlucky here, because I didn't actually think with the fight we showed we're shambles at the back. Quite clearly, both goals, especially the second one, just standing off a player like Kevin Morales. Giving him that much space. He's a quality player. He turns around, he shoots. I think you could give any player in the Premier League that amount of time. And of course, we're 2-0 down, and it looks like another depressing day. It looks like we've gone backwards. Now, in truth, if we look at the table, a point is not really what we want. But for me, the biggest positive today was you cannot say there's no character with that team. The amount of times I've seen us go, say, 2-0 down or been against it. I think now I've seen 2 examples within the Watford game and today especially that these players do have fight within them.
They have it if they want to show it. Yeah.
And that's the biggest positive, along with the quality they have. And the fight they showed later on to get that goal and the emotion from all 3 goals from the fans. I think it's a day, just in terms of football, I think it's probably one of the best games of this Premier League season. Obviously one of the best games I've ever been to. It's one that I'm going to remember for ages. There's been a lot of good games down the years between Chelsea and Everton, and this is going to go right up there. I think definitely it was a crazy game, and that emotion I had when JT scored, I'll never forget it, because I think that's what you live to be a fan for. That's why you come to see Chelsea. That's why you support your team, because to have moments like that, sure, it isn't us winning, but at the same time, it's just moments you live for in football. You know what I mean? And that's what we all love, is those moments where you just absolutely lose things, and you're nearly going 5 rows forward, and because I literally thought I was going to fall off the stand-upper. It was that crazy, and I was still shaking after I came out of the ground. So definitely an amazing game to be at, and considering the first 45 minutes, that was the dullest 45 minutes in my life.
Yeah.
Literally, nothing happened. It felt like both teams were standing off each other. Sure, they had a few good chances. We couldn't pass the ball. Technically, also, I thought the subs that Gus Hiddink made at first looked maybe... Kennedy, I don't think really impacted the game we wanted him to. I was a bit disappointed that Kennedy didn't start, but overall, we've got the point. It's lifted, I'm sure, the fan base. We need to keep winning. I think it's pretty obvious now that we're probably not going to get top 4, but at least the positive for me is within an FA Cup, within the Champions League, these players still have fight, and that's a true characteristic. I know Louis standing behind me.
We're sorry.
But just listen to the important face. That's really what it is. So I'm happy. It's a big point. It's a big goal, and hopefully that lifts the dressing room and the fan base a lot.
Yeah. Well, I think now from Chelsea fans' perspective, we can understand why Klopp.
Let's move round a bit.
we can understand why Klopp went as mental as he did with that 3-3 draw over at Anfield. But going in and we better be first on match of the day. Yeah. That's a given. Where do we go from here in terms of the Arsenal game? Where do we have to fix up? Because Arsenal at the Emirates is not easy. Do you go there and park the bus, or do you go there and play football? Can we?
I think it depends on Arsenal a lot. I think it depends on how they do tomorrow. I think if they go to Stoke and get beaten, I think they'll be... I think it all depends on really what happens tomorrow, which sounds weird. We've seen with these games before, especially between Arsenal and Chelsea, that really form, I know it's a cliche, but form does go out the window, I think, a lot of the time, especially if Mike Dean's the ref. We blame the ref a lot, but no, in all seriousness, they're a very good team. They've got very good players. They're where they are because they've been one of the best sides in the Premier League, and we can't expect to roll up there and have an easy game. I'm personally thinking of it, if we can show that sort of just fight, I think we've got a good chance against anybody, but we really desperately need to fix up at the back, because today in some cases we got lucky with that first Costa goal. Costa, fair play to him, chasing down the ball, getting there, and he gets the luck. That's what Costa has to do, and he ran himself to the ground today, really. But we've got to fix up defensively, because players like Mesut Ozil, Alexis Sanchez, Giroud, all right, they haven't performed against us, but they performed against a lot of teams this season, and they're going to be way up for it, whatever I think happens. So it's Arsenal-Chelsea, it's a massive game, but let's just kind of take this as one game and think yeah, I guess I'm more confident in the fact that, sure, we're still a shambles at the back, but there's heart within that team, and I think a lot of us had been questioning that for a long time. I'd questioned whether the Chelsea spirit had gone, and maybe today is a sign that it hasn't. Maybe today is a sign that those players still really want to try as I say, go back to celebrations of Fabregas, Costa, the end celebration. I mean, it's just bonkers. So overall, a point isn't amazing, but I think it's just a game that I'll remember forever.
100% Chelsea. Chelsea 3, Everton 3. Now, I thought I was going to give you guys this review saying Chelsea 2, Everton 3.